Should do it. Okay. Hi, folks. Sorry about that. Welcome back again. If you've been with us before, welcome. If it's your first time, thank you, Debs, for introducing everybody, bringing them all in. I'm going to jump straight into apps. Now, apps are fantastic for basically making your life easy. If you're going to work with social media, which I hope you all will, using apps is a fantastic way of being able to get really good results, really professional, really easily. Right, can you see my screen, my little thing here? I'm going to kick off with, I'm going to finish off with HootSuite, which is a great, I'll just show it to you. There's several of them. There's HootSuite, which is this one here. And there is Zoho. There's several different mates of them. What they do is they auto share. Sorry if I'm telling people things they already know, but this is really for the people who've never done it. The more in depth, of course, all this information will be in the book. But HootSuite and Zoho will share to your social media in one shot. So, for example, I've got there all my contacts, and I can very easily here compose. Oh, don't want to do that. I'll compose. Well, I did do that just back there. Cancel that. That's a good one. This is one I posted earlier today. Put a picture in, put some text in. If you can see all that, not very good screen. And then I composed it and sent it off, and that will ping out to all three of my social media accounts: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They're the three I use in the main. When I tag somebody, I always tag for Twitter, because you can't change Twitter. Once it goes out, it goes out. You can change Facebook, you can change Instagram. So what I do is I set it up and post through HootSuite to my so it's set up for Twitter, and then I go into Facebook and I go into Instagram straight after it's posted and just change the tags so that my artists are tagged in their posts so that they can see that I've publicized them. Use hashtags. You'd be amazed how many people go through and look through an artist or look through a post, for example, Cornwall, hashtag Roseland Peninsula, Port Scatho, all of these things. People will search under hashtags and they'll find things like photographs and my paintings, and they will stumble across your work. So as much many hashtags as you can use that are relevant to the painting that you've got, use them, because you never know when somebody's going to stumble up. They're looking for the Bridge of Sighs, and it's on yours, and they click on it and it's a recent post and they see, bang, there's a painting of the Bridge of Sighs. Oh my God, this is perfect. I want this for my husband's birthday or whatever. So this is how it happens in social media. It's really, sometimes it's very random. People will just find you. So hashtags are really important to use. There is also an app called a hashtag, and I think what it's called, hashtag creator. So it will take a picture or something or whatever else you do, and it will create suggested hashtags for you. That's quite a nice app to use. Anyway, I'll get on to HootSuite and Zoho and that lot in a minute. I want to first start with the one that I use most, and it's a thing called Ripple, R-I-P-L. Here it is as a logo. It looks like a dartboard. If you click on that, it's got loads of video makers. And you can do this yourself. You can download Ripple. It's free to download. I've got the Pro version, which gives me unlimited use of it and without the use of Ripple tags in it and things. But it's fantastic because in moments you can make, let me try and create one for you here. You can create a little video with almost no work at all on your side. Add a couple of slides to it and away you go. And this, probably the easiest way to do is that I show you the one that I did this morning or yesterday on my accounts. Where are they? Here we go. best one is, let's go to britishcontemporary.art because we use these all the time. Well, the one you probably saw yourself, that little webinar there where it just comes up, artist free webinar this week, social media and apps, and then flicks over to a new picture here. Here's a picture of my book, DM me for the details, bang. That short video took me about a minute and a half, 2 minutes to do. It looks professional. You can change the fonts in it. You can change the pictures that you want to feature in it. It creates them all. You can move them about, expand them, get them bigger. It's a really, really useful app. And when you finish creating a post, you then automatically, it will share to all of your social media feeds, all 3 of them. So when you finish creating one, you can then put in all hashtags, you can put in all the tags and everything, and you can share it out to your social media account straight from Ripple. You'll have to give it access, of course. And then again, you go in and you can copy it. And when it comes into your Facebook page or your Insta page, for example, more importantly, you can take that, you can copy it. So you copy the link. And then if you have, I'm sure most of you have repost here, it will automatically upload the link to repost. And when the internet is working, it's not at the moment. And you can repost that into your stories and your feeds and everything. So really useful. Ripple's great. There are other, Ripple's not the only one. There's lots of video makers out there, lots of different programs. So have a play around with them in the basic mode. So you'll be able to download them. You'll be able to create a quick video. And the one that you find works the best, stick with that. And, you know, the pro version of Ripple costs $8.99 a month. It's nothing. It's, you know, and I use it every single day in some shape or form somewhere on my platforms. So it's pence a day when you do that, but you can really make great looking videos really cheaply. You know, you can, as I say, you can create videos without, but it's got the Ripple stamp on it or something at the end, but that's fine if you want to do that. I'll go on to SloMo video. Now, SloMo video is one I use rarely, but on occasions. The SloMo video's got literally that logo there. And what that basically does is quite easily, if you have a section of video, for example, that's just too slow or too fast, for example, I use it sometimes when I show the waves crashing in off the beach, I'll slow them down so that they really slow down onto the beach. It can make them a bit scattered, but it's quite good. Also for things, if you've painted something, but it's just not moving fast enough, you can get it in there and you can double, I think you can double or triple the speed of the video. So you can whiz through stuff. It's a little bit slow. So after you've created your video, for example, in Ripple, you can then bring it into SloMo and speed it up or slow it down if you want to. So that's quite an easy one to use. That's quite fun. Another one that I use on occasions is I've got several videos to bring in together. So I've got sections of videos that I want to bring in and literally splice together. There is an app called Splice, which is this one here, then a little multicolored S, and it enables you to bring in videos into the program and then put them all together and put a little fade through over them, crossfade over them. And you can make a nice long video of a feature of a section of stuff, so that if you, for example, don't have an editing software for film, but just want to quickly cut up sections and make them into one nice long movie together from several different movies. That's a really nice little app. And again, that's free. You know, you've got to sometimes go through some adverts and things like this. Another little one that I use on occasions is Square Video. That's quite good. Square Fit, sorry, it's called Square Fit. It's when you have a video that's, for example, done in Tool. You can do it in Instagram too, because Instagram will create Square. They'll cut it for you and save it back onto your phone. But it's a way to do it in a different way as well. if you want to have a little bit of fun and play around with things, have a go at a thing called Pixaloop, this one here. This is a really funky thing. I paid for the full, this is a picture of my mate, for example, that I did the other day. Last night, he sent me that photo and I cut out him. Yeah, this is what you get when you get all the free stuff. They keep spamming you with stuff. But anyway, when you get this, and you get it in the animate mode, for example, let's see if I can show you here. I've highlighted all the things I don't want to move in there, for example, and then then when you press play, can you see there that the sea is moving? I've got the sea to move all by itself. So that's from a still picture. I've managed to make the sea move and the sky move up above. So that's quite a fun thing to use. Again, you've just got to play, plus it has things like water and animation on it, so you can add things to it. It shows you how to do it here, you see, when you put it on. It's quite an extensive little thing, and you can add waves and effects to the background of everything. Not sure how that one's showing off. Anyway, that's quite a funky, but you know, for painters and things like that, it might not be something you're going to use every day. It's certainly something that I tested for a while, but it was a bit kitschy. I made pictures move and things, but it really wasn't doing the justice to the painting. A lot of painters don't want their pictures moving. That's why they're painted. So it was just a bit of a promo thing, but it's quite fun to use. So, you know, use these things. In the main, they're free, and they just add a bit of spice or bit something different to what you're doing every day. So that's the main part of the app. So I don't think there's anything else that I use regularly which is going to be of interest to you. But these things come on the market all the time. New things appear all the time. So go out and have a look around and see what people are using and see what they're doing and say, God, that's really professional. And so have a go and play with it. You know, things that play with color, things that make your videos look exciting. You're the creative ones. You guys are the creative ones. So you're the ones here who can get out and find little apps that do funky things and then find new ways to use them. They're really, really good. And as I say, in the main, they're free. So if you've got some time and you're sitting out in the garden, enjoying a bit of sun, then take your phone with you, download a few apps and have a play with them with your paintings and see if you can do something crazy or weird with it to make people interesting. 15 minutes in, so I'm going to jump straight over to social media. Now, the main thing about social media, as I keep saying, and I've said since the beginning of all of these seminars, regular, regular, regular. Whatever you do, make sure you do it all the time and you do it consistently. If you post once a week only, and that's on a Wednesday, and the next time it's on a Friday, and next one is Tuesday, nobody will be interested. In the digital world, even once a day is a bare minimum. The people who really get followers are the people who constantly turn up on your timeline right at the top all the time when you're scrolling, because they're putting new things up all the time. Now, I think it might be dull if you're just constantly putting the same paintings up time and time and time again. So I wouldn't suggest doing that. But this is where your creativity comes in. Make sure that you put things up that play with other things. Vander Hoek, a painter that I used to have, at least lives in California, fabulous painter. But she once a day, for example, has 3 blobs of paint that she puts out. And then she just takes a palette knife and swirls them together. Go and have a look on her timeline. Swirls them together like this. And you're glued watching these 3 painting colors to see what they're going to turn out like as the finished color. And it's something quite sexy and something quite interesting. It's selling her account more than it's selling her paintings. But the thing is, what you get is you get engagement. And while you get engagement, people will come back time and time again to say, oh, I wonder what Kim's doing today. Or let's go and have a little look at the color that Kim, and they'll get hit with a painting and go, oh God, that's a great painting, you know. So the more interesting you make your account, the more people will come to it and trust it. But what you need to definitely do is make sure that you do it. I would recommend at least once a day, you put something up there. It doesn't always have to be a painting. but it has to be something of interest, something to gather people, and just do it regularly. And it will feel like, you know, trudging through treacle to start with. You'll get 1 or 2 likes and a couple of people joining, but you know, that's how I did it. And British Contemporary Art and the Harbour Gallery UK that have tens of thousands of followers is because you do, and it gets faster and faster and faster all the time. The more regular you are, the more you entertain people, which is what it is. Your account is a form of entertainment. It's a television. And people use them all the time because they are entertaining. So you make yours just a little more interesting than the next person, and they're going to come back and follow you and want you on their timeline. So make sure that you sign up to something like HootSuite. Make it easy for yourself so that you're posting to all 3 or whatever platforms you use at the same time. HootSuite's for free, and it allows you to post to 3 platforms for the free price. I've never paid for HootSuite, and I use it every single day. Zoho Media is the same thing. Zoho, HootSuite, for those who didn't catch it first time, here they are. That's HootSuite, looks like an owl. HootSuite, S-U-I-T-E, suite, as in the room. And Zoho, which you can't even see their logo, it's not very good with all these sort of cogs and things on it. That's Zoho Social, it's called. So use those. The other big important thing, I've got it again, is all of this stuff is in the book. So if you want it, there's a special price at the moment, $5.99. I don't want to push it too hard, that's not what you're here for, but all of this stuff is there and you can get it. Another really, really important thing on Facebook, super, super important, engage with people, okay? Do that on all your platforms. Instagram, so if somebody comments on it and takes the time to comment back, or at least put a little heart on it or a love on it. Take the time to interact with people. Try to do that fairly regularly, 3 or 4 times a day. Go on and do something. It's just kind. If somebody come and knocked on your door and said hi, you wouldn't just walk away. You'd say, oh, thanks, good to see you, you know? This is social media, so engage with people and don't be afraid to. One really important thing I want to show you on, again, this is in the book, and some people may be doing this all the time. You certainly get asked to do it quite a lot, is do you invite people to like your page every single time? This is so important. I discovered this a couple of years ago by accident. Somebody told me about it and I couldn't believe the revelation. It changed the way I do my account all the time. For some reason, this is running very slowly at the moment, but we'll get there. Right, for example, here, for those who don't know, I have 13 people who like that post, for example, yeah? If I click on the 13, if you can see it there, it's really bad light. If I click on the 13, there we go, the names come up of the people who've liked it. Do you see next to it, it has this thing called invite. Now, all mine are invited, which means they're either invited or they've liked you or joined you, so they've already done it. But if they haven't, this will come up as dark and it will say invite. And if you press it, the person who liked your post will get an invite to join you and to be part of your group. Do that. Go back to every single post you've put up on your Facebook page and go and invite every single one of those people. It's not intrusive. It's complete normal business practice, and people can choose. They either ignore the invite or they accept it or they just delete it. But invite them. This is how you get followers. Start doing the rules. Instagram, Twitter, same thing. Make sure you comment on things and look at things. I've got to admit, and I'm admitting this straight out now, I still don't understand Twitter properly. I know people are probably going, oh, what's wrong with it? It's so easy. But I can't get my head around it all the time. But I still go on there and I still try to like things that people have liked, even if I don't comment or anything else. I take a little bit of time and just pop in there from time to time. So engage with people, try to think creatively, use social media interestingly, use apps to create different things. Even if you don't think, well, a SloMo is not going to be of any interest to a still picture, you're right. So how about go to the beach like I do and take a film of your local beach and then slow down the waves or whatever. It's just nice things to look at on your page. It doesn't always have to be about the art. It can be, as I said last week, about you, your voice. It's about selling you. It's about selling your lifestyle. People are interested in what you do. A lot of people who follow you would love to do what you do. They would love to paint, love to sit and enjoy, you know, and do all these things. So bring them into your world in social media, whether it's go for a dog walk, whether it's while you're painting, whether it's using Instagram TV, for example. Now you can put these huge long films up. Do some live videos of you painting or whatever, even if it seems like uninteresting stuff. To somebody that's interesting, and anybody who's not interested could just walk away from it. You can always do that. So I hope that's of help. I hope I haven't bored too many people. Use the apps, be interesting, use your voice, show you the world you're in, be courteous, and make sure that you are enjoying what you're doing, and make sure that that's infectious. People, if you enjoy what you do and you can get that across, other people will go with it. We're just on 23 minutes, so I'm going to get to questions in a second. I just want to touch on advertising. Should we pay for advertising? As I said in the book, as Jeff Richards said, advertising is totally unnecessary unless you hope to make money. I think that's a fabulous quote. It is true. Sometimes you're going to have to pay for advertising if you want to. I wouldn't suggest necessarily boosting posts. That is not a great thing, because it tends to just get it in front of anybody that's random. But if you're going to pay for advertising on Facebook or Instagram, which are pretty much the same thing, or anywhere else, make sure that you take the time to actually select your audience. You can get it right down to nail it right down to people of a very specific demographic that Facebook advertising does. So you spend the time useful and get to that point where you really nail it down to exactly the people you want. I mean, if you don't want to be selling to people in Hong Kong because it's too much hassle, then make it only the UK. You make it only UK and Europe. If you only want to be selling here locally to people, then you say only within Cornwall, only within Truro, within the local area that I am. You can really nail it down to exactly the demographic you want, the age group and everything, if you spend the time. But you don't have to use advertising, but it works. I mean, I spend £300 pounds a month on advertising, and I'll sell £1,000 painting, at least one. So, you know, it's never always like that, but, you know, usually it pays off. So if you want to do that, and it'll boost your thing. So I've dribbled on too long. We're at 25 past. It's way too long. Deborah, we're on it. What have we got in the chat room? What questions do we have?
Can you hear me, Mark?
I can.
Lovely. Thanks, Mark. Yes, we've got a few. Paul, I'd just like to say, if you can just bear with us a moment, and we'll get to your question in a moment, and we'll just do the social media questions first, Paul. But if you'd be kind enough not to leave us now and just wait on, we'll get round to your question in a minute. Yeah, I've got some questions about social media here. We've got Howard, who's been joining us every week. Hi, Howard. He's got two questions, Mark. Do all these apps work equally as well on the laptop and on a smartphone? That's his first question.
Right. Okay. Well, very simply, no. As far as I'm aware, a lot of these apps are literally apps, so they will work generally with your phone and connect with your phone. There may be some HootSuite, certainly. If you're posting to social media with HootSuite or with Zoho media and these, yes, they're laptop compatible or desktop compatible, and you can post to all the social medias. But the ones that I've talked about, Pixaloop, the other ones, Pixaloop, Ripple, all those, I don't believe they are anything but phone apps.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Another one from Howard, and I had a couple about YouTube actually, but this one's regarding Ripple. Do Ripple also create videos for YouTube?
Yes, any videos that you've got, it just creates a video. So where you decide to post that video, and YouTube is one of the selections you can have. You can put all of your accounts in: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, whatever else it is. I don't know whether you can do video on Pinterest, but you can account them all, and you can select then when it comes to you finalize the video and you've finished it and you go to post it, you can decide where it goes. A lot of the time I don't put it on any of them. I put it on, just save it to my photo, so I can post it on the various platforms at different times and different ways. But you can save it and you can post it. You can also, I don't think it's on the free version, but you can also schedule it. So I will do, every night I do a video for the next morning at 8 o'clock. So I don't have to think about at 8 o'clock, oh, I've got to get up early and have I missed it, and press the button to post. It will post automatically to all the platforms. Apart from Instagram, and Instagram, it pings you and then you've got to press a button to connect it through. For some reason it can't automate post schedule. You can do post straight away, but you can't schedule to Instagram. So any other questions?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. That's in fact, we've got a few questions about YouTube. It's very useful to know. And we've got a question about YouTube from Emma.
Yeah.
And it is about a lot of people seem to be setting up YouTube channels. Any of your thoughts on this social media, Mark? I think that's quite a good question. Thank you, Emma.
I mean, yes, the bottom line is, if you've got the time, do it. The question is, you know, we're all working on limited time. I put these videos up on Instagram, and in YouTube. In the past, when I did interviews with artists, I don't have that time anymore and that luxury, but when I did the interviews with artists, I put them on my Facebook page, my website, and then, because they're very good, videos are very good for Google analytics. Google love videos, so if you can put videos on your website, it will help your Google rankings. So you upload them onto YouTube, and then you through an iframe you just put them back onto your video, onto your website. So yes, if you have the time, absolutely use all of these platforms, no question. But you have to select and say, okay, if I'm going to use all this, it can't be every now and then. So the reason I don't use YouTube every day is because it's another platform that I've got to get used to using. But it is true, YouTube is becoming quite a good platform for artists. You're very visual, so anything that's visual platforms, Instagram especially, YouTube of course, if you have moving images. Just for single images up, it's not really of use to you at all. But if you use these apps and create little videos, then why not create a YouTube account, again, if you can, in the same name as all your other accounts, if you can find a way to do that, and upload everything that you do onto that as well. Even if nobody looks at it, it's at least a record, and it's something in the ether about you that's there, if it's easy. But it's timing. You've got to remember, you've got to commit to this. So if you start it, you've got to keep doing it. Okay.
Thank you, Mark. Just to say, I've got a, it's not so much a question. Sorry, I need to put my glasses on here. Oh, I've got a few coming in now. And this one is from Caroline, who said it's not a question, but it's just an insight, if you like, to do with what you were saying. She thought not to put anything up on Instagram, and it's glad to hear from you that it's okay to show more of yourself, your location and everything. So I thought you might want to expand on that, Mark, that you agree with that.
As I said before, absolutely, Caroline. This is your personality. Now, you can choose not to do that. I'm not suggesting it's for everyone. They want to put out where you live and all that sort of stuff. I'm not suggesting that at all. But certainly your life, if you want to put yourself in the realm of that, people will buy into your story. The reason people watch soaps, it's this ongoing story to see what's happening this week. And in a way, you become somebody's secret pleasure, or guilty pleasure, if you like. Oh, I'm going to go on and see what Mark's up to today. And if he's put a picture up of him commuting to work, because people seem to love those. And with me, I just walk down from the car park to work when I go into the gallery, and I do a little video of that. If it's your thing, yes, use it, because it's all about bringing people into your world and engaging them and making them want to come back time and time again.
Thank you, Mark. I've got a question here from our very own Penny German. Hello, Penny. Do check Penny out. Hi, Mark. How do you navigate? Excellent question. Your way around, you know, Penny, dastardly. And then I've got this picture of Dastardly and Muttley that's coming to my head. You know, the algorithms. Penny keeps hearing how they've changed so that you can drop off people's feeds. I know that this is a problem, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah. Basically, I don't bother, because you'll go, your brain will explode if you start going into analytics and things. I never look at my analytics. I never look at the rankings and where it is and everything else. If you spend your time that you spend on that posting, you'll be much better off. It is true that on Facebook, if you are a business on Facebook, and you should be a business, you should not be running a personal account on Facebook for your business. First of all, it's against the rules of Facebook, and if they found it, they could take you down, and whatever 1,000 followers you've got will be gone. And I think there's now a maximum anyway of about 5,000 followers for a personal account. So you definitely should be using a business account. And I know that business accounts only actually 30% of your posts, maybe even less, actually end up on your followers' timeline. So if you've got 1,000 followers, only 300 of them will see that post on that day, unless they purposely click across. Is that a pain? Yeah, it is. Is it horrible? Are they controlling? Yes, they are. But again, I come back to the point. Facebook's free. We can shout about it and say how unfair it is, but it's free. So use it and post it. But this is why getting followers on your account, inviting people, as I say, clicking on that little button just next to the likes and clicking on the like button and inviting people to follow you. The more people you have following you, the more people of those 30%, if you've got 1,000 people following you, and that will mean 300 see your post. If you've got 2,000 following you, 600 would see your post. So play the game, play the analytics. I post at 8 o'clock in the morning because I've heard it's a good time to post, because people get up and they check their account. Is that right anymore? Has that changed? I don't know. But you'll go completely mad if you constantly try to chase analytics and things, I think. I think you've got to be certain organic to it. So be regular, choose your time, and just go for that, whatever is suitable for you that you know you can commit to.
Thanks, Mark. I've got a couple more questions. Well, a few more questions, and thank you, Debbie. Right, Debbie says she can't get on with Twitter. Am I missing a trick by avoiding it?
Debbie, do what I do. Get onto HootSuite or Zoho or one of these these website platforms, the platforms that can post to multiple places. You get to 3 at once, and post to it, but never go and look at it if you don't want to. But it's worth posting it to, because somebody will find you out there. Do you have to engage? No, and I don't. I'm guilty of it. I'm not very good at Twitter. I really aren't. But you can't be great at everything. So I would suggest, yes, post to it and create an account and be regular, just as regular as you are with the other things. But if it doesn't work for you, like it doesn't work for me, well, you know, you can't do everything for everybody, but do as much as you physically can, especially when it's easy. Because if you're posting to Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, you may as well do the whole lot together.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Debbie. Also, a thank you for Louise and Paul. We'll get round to you in a minute. Don't leave us yet. Just while we're on social media, though, I've just got a couple more questions. Sophia, beg your pardon, Sophia. Let me just get the question up now. I know you cannot post links on a normal Instagram post, but how can you direct people to a specific blog post without changing the link in the bio each time? And that one is from Sophia.
Okay. On Instagram, you can't. You're right. There is no way around that. You've either got to change your your main one that you're allowed in your profile each time you want to do something, and some people do that all the time. See the link in the profile and they just change it all the time. I can't be done with that, so I just tend to put in the link and hope people will copy and paste it. I am lucky in that I have over 10,000 followers. Once you have over 10,000 followers, you can put a swipe up function on your stories. Would I recommend you join one of these marketers that will get you thousands of followers for 60 quid a month? Sure, but you'll end up with a whole load of click farm people on it. It will get you up to the 10,000, which will get you your click-throughs, but you'll end up with less and less actual people seeing your posts of that 30%, because it will be 30% of all these other click farm people as well. So so that's a choice you've got to make. But personally, I would grow it slowly, put your post in, DM me for a link, or if you want to use the one in your profile, but hope people click through. There is no way around that on Instagram, unfortunately. Yet.
Thank you, Mark. And just want to, I want to say thank you for Linda, Debbie, Caroline, and Rachel. And yes, Debbie. They're just saying thank you, and thank you guys for coming.
Thanks, guys.
For coming along.
See you soon.
Now, Paul. Oh, don't leave us yet, because we've got. I'm hoping Paul is still with us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sophia, as well. Thank you. Now, Paul's got a question. More to, it is involved with this, but it's a little bit more to do with last week as well.
Yeah.
So Paul's been painting for 9 years, and now he's setting up a website.
Yeah.
He sold some paintings, but maybe he's not, they're older, he's not so happy with. When he's doing his website, Mark, should he just be doing paintings? Should he just be paintings that he's completely happy with? I know we've both got our thoughts on this. So on his new website, or should he also put up some older paintings on there as well?
You know, put them further down if you like on the scroll of stuff. But there, you know, I'm a great believer there is a painting for everybody. I have people come into my new paintings come in on a collection, and I said it on the Jenny Aiken exhibition. I took a look at one painting and I said, that's going to sell first. And, you know, it sold last. It sold, but then, you know, Jenny did really well this time. But what you think will sell won't be necessarily the thing that will sell. I've had works in that I've looked at it and thought, that's not a great piece by that artist. And it's gone straight out the door before I've even had a chance to think of it. So we are not always great judges of our own work, especially as artists. So I would suggest you put things up, sure. If you really think it doesn't show you in your best light, and really don't think it's a painting that you're proud of, then of course don't put it up. Don't just put up anything. But you know, if it's a painting that's got some merit and you finished it, even if it's finished a while ago, put it up, take it up, put it up, take it down again, put it up, take it down. So it shows movement from time to time. Maybe do it that way. You're the only one who will judge in it, but I do reiterate, we are not the greatest judges of what will sell and what won't sell. So don't be hard on yourself.
So in a way, I think artists possibly, don't you think, Mark, sometimes are harder on themselves than anybody
totally
else.
Absolutely. I remember it when I was a songwriter. I really thought, oh, this is a terrible song, and then somebody said, oh, I want to record that, and I was like, really? So we're not the greatest judges of our own work, and somebody else has got a vision on something, where it will go, how it will be. It depicts something for them, you know. My wife and I disagree entirely on paintings, because what for me moves me won't necessarily move her. So remember, we're not always the best judges of what will sell and what won't.
That's lovely. Thank you, Paul. That was a really excellent question. Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Okay, we done for questions, Debs?
Yes, we are. And thank you for everybody
Brilliant.
for joining us again tonight. That was lovely. Thank
Great
you, Mark.
stuff. Thanks everyone for coming. Hope it was helpful. One more next week. Next week, just quickly go through it if it's still here. Webinar courses. I think we're doing, it's the final one. Doing pricing, framing, packaging, insurance, and working with partners. Really important. Working with partners, very important. So hope you can make it for the last one next week. Everything's on YouTube at the moment. And as you've probably seen, all of the information's in here anyway. So chuck on in. Thanks again, Deborah, for everything. Brilliant. Hayden in the background, really kind. And thanks, more importantly, to everybody for coming. Let's make this a brilliant online industry. We can do it. See you soon.